Coming to stage right now, very funny comedian. Not only has he been on Comedy Central, he's been on HBO. He's here tonight. A big welcome, please, for Geoff Keith. Clap your hands and let him hear you.
Randy, everybody, come on, Randy. Let's go, you two. You're sitting in the front. You have to clap for everybody. Let's go. Randy, one more time. Just them, everyone. Come on. Okay, well, they chimed in. All right. Good to be back in Ventura. Who here owns a boat? All right, good talk. The rest of you just clean the boats? Or is this the guy back here clapped? All right. I just got married last year. I got married and one person cares. Thanks. Fun group already. I love my wife. I'm not one of those guys that complains about his wife. I love my wife. Sometimes she wants to do things I don't want to do. That's normal. That's every relationship, right? That's going to happen. I remember a few months ago, though, she was like, hey, the ballet's in town. The ballet is here. We should go. I did not want to go to the ballet. I didn't react the way a normal guy would. What would a normal guy say? He just want to do something his girlfriend, wife wants to do. Nah, stupid. It sucks. I hate that. I'm not going. That's a horrible way to react. I really didn't want to go to the ballet. This is how I got out of it. I was like, the ballet? Yeah, the ballet's awesome. Me and my ex, that was our thing. All right. Then she was like, you know what? I don't really want to go to the ballet anymore. I said, that's fine. We don't have to go. Our thing can be watching sports. Now, every weekend, she's like, babe, get the beer. It's football day. And I'm like, if it makes you happy. I'm a pretty good husband. My wife is Mexican. I am not Mexican, if anybody was confused. Mexicans, hello. Right? I just went to my wife's family reunion at the park. I don't know if you guys know, that is where Mexicans hold all events. I'm born and raised in Southern California. I used to drive by every park, and I'm like, who is that one family that took every bench? That's us. That's my new squad. I wanted to get to know my wife's whole family. I thought I knew her whole family because I know 80 people. There were 300 people at the family reunion. My wife didn't even know people in her family. I'm not just saying this to like have another joke. She didn't even know everyone in her family. We're at the reunion and I was like, babe, who's that? She's like, that's my cousin. Well, actually, I don't know. That might just be a guy walking through the park. I was like, what? So he still might be in your family? She's like, it's possible. He could be in the family. Towards the end of the reunion, they did this really cool thing. They said, let's all get in a big circle on the lawn. We'll get a representative from each family to kind of step, like smaller families, step in the middle, one at a time, explain how they're related to the Sandoval family. I was like, man, this is great. I'm going to get to know everybody now. Guess what, guys? It was all in Spanish. I still don't know anything. I'm lost during the entire whole thing going on. Halfway through, her cousin Alex is next to me. We're pretty cool. So he starts helping me out. He realizes I don't know what's going on. So he starts translating for me, right? So like one person would step in. This one lady stepped in. She was like, Alex leans in just to me. You know, he's like, that's Aunt Selena. She said that's her son, and that's her other son. I was like, all right, cool. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Then this next lady stepped in, and she got very emotional. I obviously don't know about what, but immediately, tears. She started crying right away. She stepped in, she was like, huh? Hey? Oh, what is it? Alex looks at me, and he goes, she's getting emotional. I'm like, yeah, I got it. She's not getting emotional in Spanish. What is it about my family? They think white people, we don't know anything about anything? Like I'm standing there like, what is that? Is that sadness? I wouldn't know. Because you know, I'm white. You know what white people do? We wake up every day, we walk to the bank. They hand us a big bag of cash and we repeat that every day. Is she hungry? Why is water coming out of her eyes? Literally never seen that. My wife's family's great. I seriously, they're like the best. It's a very big family, very fun. I wasn't nervous asking her to marry me. People always ask me out there, like, were you nervous asking, you know, for like her, you know, to get married? I wasn't. I don't really get nervous in life. I was nervous though for the first time in years asking her father for permission. That's the right thing to do, you know. I saw that in movies. You got to go to the dad. and asked, can I marry your daughter? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Her dad, I never knew if this guy liked me. He's got like the same look on his face, I could never tell if this guy was happy, sad, excited, sleepy. I didn't know if he liked me, right? I couldn't read the guy. I remember, and he's like from Mexico. He's very like a man's man. And I'm not. Look at my shirt. You know what I mean? I'm not fixing stuff. This guy's a real man. So I remember going up to him. I was so scared. I was like, hi, hey, okay, over here. So I really love your daughter. And I want to be with her forever. Do you want that? Do you want forever? I wasn't that bad. I'm exaggerating a little bit, obviously. This is legitimately his response. I'm not making this up at all. He just goes, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay? I didn't ask to borrow the truck. Do you understand what's going on here? You have one daughter. I want to marry her. Comedian, no backup plan. This is a nightmare. Wrap your head around the situation, dude. I thought he was going to give me that speech. You know that speech fathers like to give? Hey, how you going to provide for my daughter? This guy was just like, hey, let me know how it goes. I'm going to be over here fixing stuff. Oh, look at that. It's already done. That dude can build or fix anything. He's the type of guy, your car's making a weird noise. He's like, you want me to take your car apart? I can put it back together the right way? And I'm like, what? You're going to take the whole car apart? And he's like, well, I can do it. 15, 20 minutes, yeah. He always says yeah at the end. I don't know if that's a Mexican thing or he's putting me down. I feel like he's putting me down, right? He's like, well, I can do it. Yeah, you can. No. This guy makes a good point. I can't. So right now I just have my wife and a dog. I have a wife and a dog. Love both of them, obviously. I travel all the time. I go all over the country, sometimes different parts of the world to do stand-up. So I'm gone a lot. My wife said this to me the other day. I came back in town and she was like, I feel like when you're gone, you miss the dog more than you miss me. I was like, ugh, is it that obvious? Of course I miss the dog a little bit more, right? I mean, who has a dog? I'm sure you guys have, right? The dog, it's like, this is my wife every time I come home. Hey, babe, this is my dog. Dad? Is that, Dad! Dad! Where were you? I don't care. You're back now. It's got a tail. My wife doesn't have a tail. I feel like that adds a little something to the excitement factor. This is my wife every night. Are we gonna eat somewhere nice for dinner? This is my dog. Is that a carrot? Can I have one piece of that? Thank you. You're the best. All right, I'm gonna watch you watch the news. My wife's pregnant. People are like, do you want a boy or a girl? I hope we have another dog. That'd be great. Little puppy comes out. No one guessed that. What are we gonna do with all the pink stuff? I don't know. I have a small family on my side. She has the big family, so now I have a big family. But I was looking at my family before the wedding because it's so small. And I'm like, who's like the coolest person in my family? It's not me. I'm not it. I know I would never rank myself that high. Anyways, the coolest person in my family is definitely my grandmother. My grandmother is the best. She's 96. She's pretty old. She has a little memory loss. It's not too bad. She doesn't have Alzheimer's. That's really sad. My other grandma had that. This grandma, she just has moments. She's 96. She kind of makes stuff up. But it's never sad because she's always been funny, and you're already laughing. That's kind of a jerky move. This guy's grandma. She's 96. She's always been funny. She's still funny. It's never like a sad downer moment. I'm hanging out with my grandmother recently. We're watching TV. Out of nowhere, she looks at me and goes, Jeff, do I have time to go to my meeting? There is no meeting, okay? She's 96. She's not a member of any clubs. I wasn't going to tell her. I wasn't going to be like, what are you talking about? I love my grandma, so I just played along. I was like, Grandma, who do you have a meeting with? She starts thinking, realizes there is no meeting, and instead of just being like, oh, I don't know, I had a weird moment there. This is what my grandma says. I can't remember, and I don't care. I might not even go. My grandmother bailed on a meeting she made up in her own head. That's how awesome she is. She's losing her mind. She's retaining the one part of her brain. She knows she doesn't want to go to that meeting. I was watching TV with her. She watches daytime TV too much. She watches Maury Povich every day. There's a million comics that have jokes about that show. It's always the same show. It's like the paternity test, who's the baby's father. That's not my problem. I don't have a joke about that. I have a joke. They curse too much on daytime TV, right? Like, we're not stupid, but they bleep it out. We know what they're saying. Even though they're bleeping it, they're censoring it. So we're watching Maury Povich together. this big woman's on there letting Maury have it. She's like, Maury, this mother effer, effing this and that, blah, blah, blah. The screen is like, bleep, 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 going off like radar. I look at my grandmother on the couch. She has this look on her face. She's like... And then she started to talk, and I saw her start to talk, and my brain worked real fast, so I was like, in my head, I was like, she's going to say something about all this cursing. There's too much cursing going on. Obviously, that's what she's going to comment on. This is what my grandmother finally decides to say. God damn, this lady can afford to lose about 200 pounds. And I was like, what? She goes, she's huge. I would have cheated on her. Little nano wisdom. All right, guys, thank you so much. That's it for me. A lot of fun.
Clap your hands for Geoff Keith, ladies and gentlemen. That was Geoff. Thank you, Geoff. Very funny.